So I guess this was Toei's way of confessing that they don't have a good story. Hi everyone, we're back again, this time to give our thoughts on Try Part 3, Confessions. Amanda is joining me again, my lovely girlfriend. We are going to be giving our thoughts. Neither of us particularly liked Confessions, so...
And for reasons that we will go over.
Yes. But first we'd like to talk about the dub of Reunion that we both went to go see in theaters.
Which was awesome. Well, I mean, it was awesome to see it in theaters. So.
Yes.
And I still do like the first movie, so...
Yeah.
And it was... I mean, we didn't do the first movie, did we? So,
I mean, I did review the first movie by myself. So,
yeah. But I mean, I guess there's not that much to go into it besides just, like, some nuances that they changed between that and at least the Crunchyroll dub, which I think is pretty, sub that everybody has pretty much seen. So, I mean, the big thing was the fact that as we made a list, at least half of the voice actors came back, which was pretty cool. We're like missing half of the human characters.
Yes.
So,
so Tai, Izzy, and Sora came back.
yes.
But they were the only human characters that came back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then for the Digimon, I think only Gazamon and is Gazamon the only one?
I think the main one, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so Gazamon was the only one who didn't come back.
Yeah.
So,
which I'm kind of okay with.
Yeah.
So I was never really a fan. Oh, I don't know. Like, I don't like her Japanese voice actor because it always was so serious. Like, I don't like how it just sounded like an adult. Woman inside.
Yes, that's true.
It just seems so off. And I mean, the English voice actor sounds like a cat would, but it was also kind of grating sometimes too. So, so that doesn't really disappoint me too much. As we discovered, Angemon came back. That was only the one that we really checked to see which one, and because I just remember him sounding very distinctly different from so. I was surprised to see that he did come back.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was just very exciting, like, sitting in the theater, and then, once they started talking, it was just like, ah!
Yeah.
It's like, and then, we're sitting there because we didn't, really check the rosters or whatever you call it, to see who had come back, because it kind of made it, a surprise.
Yeah. Although I knew about Tai and Izzy going in.
I did know about Tai. I did not know about Izzy.
Okay.
So when Izzy came back, I was like, yes! I love Izzy.
Oh, I know.
But, so it was really nice seeing most of them come back. As for, the actual dub, it seemed like it was very, very close to the sub, which is good and bad, because I'm stupid, and I really like the dub a lot, because it's, really super campy, and it makes a lot of really bad jokes, and I was kind of hoping that they'd fill dead air with stupid rambling, because, I mean, that's the charm of the dub. That's the only reason to watch the dub, if you ask me, because, I mean, the sub is better in terms of, story and character development, but, I mean... You can't go, especially when they open with that new Digirap.
Oh my gosh!
And I love the new Digirap. I'm not even playing; it's so good.
That's fair.
But so I was like, all right, we're starting off strong. Let's go. Let's do some terrible jokes.
Stupid, yeah.
And we didn't get any, so I was a little sad about that.
Yeah, we didn't get one bad.
Yeah, they didn't even keep the knife of ramen joke in.
Yeah.
And I was actually really sad about that. I was like, that was actually a good joke in the Japanese one. And, I can't remember what he says. He just says something like, like creative something or like
Yeah,
making
yeah,
fun
it was
of
stupid.
Matt for like just being Matt, I guess. But yeah, it lacked humor, and then like the lines that they did change, because I'm very hypersensitive to all the O2 kid stuff.
Mm.
So like the one line that is different is when Izzy gives Ty the new goggles, and then Ty goes, "These are better than my old goggles."
Oh.
And I almost lost it in the theater. So it's just like, okay, so we are going to talk about that, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, and we'll probably get into that.
And I also just have a whole thing because they don't describe the backstory of the goggles in the anime, but they do in the manga, and like, and then because Daisuke is my favorite character, like it's like really, like that backstory is really important, and just the fact that like they just disregard the old goggles, just even not just for the fact that Daisuke is not there and nobody's asking why, but also the fact that like those goggles have very like they're very significant to Tai and Taichi's character. So just like, and I know it's just a dub. They probably didn't do the research. I totally don't blame them, but it's just like one of those things that's like it means a lot to me. So like when it's just like a disregarded line, I'm just like, I'm sad now.
Well, that is one of those like stupid throwaway lines, but it just didn't belong.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have given the goggles away if they didn't have a meaning to it, and they do. So, but that was like the only line that I was just like, oh, I'm not sure if I like that. Oh, and the other one was when they took out all of the Izzy's rambling.
Oh yeah, under the bridge, where like in the Japanese, he just talks nonstop throughout the scene, and it's hilarious.
It's so funny.
Yeah, and they try like. So he's quiet for most of the scene in English, and then they try to bring it back at the very end, but it's just very generic, and it's like
he's just like, I
feel like it's
right here.
Yeah,
it's right under my nose, and it's like, I'm pretty sure he's saying different things. I'm not super great at Japanese, and I know that he's saying something different than that. So, it just seemed like the funny parts about it that I would have expected the English to take and translate, it didn't. So, which was a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah. Definitely.
But as I was talking to you about it, like, I just felt like I was able to retain stuff better listening it to in English. Like, maybe it's probably just a personal thing where, like, I can read a sub like 300 times and I'll still forget everything. And then I hear it in the native language, and I'm like, oh, everything makes sense now.
No, I had the same feeling, because I felt like I understood the infection and the distortions a lot better. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seemed to translate better in language, so I think that helped a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you feel that way too, because I was
definitely.
I was really like, I don't remember this at all, and then we rewatched all the movies before we watched Confessions. And I was like, oh, no, they definitely said that in the sub. Oops. So...
Oh, yeah, it's okay. Well, it's like you're reading it and you're also watching the visuals, so...
Yeah, so you're distracted between it, even though we've seen the movies so many times, but still...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much all that I had to report on that. Unless you had something.
I was just gonna mention one thing I thought was kind of weird was the directing for the voice acting. I thought, because we didn't even recognize that certain characters had come back.
That's
like
true.
I thought Sora was completely different, and I didn't.
She sounds totally different.
Yeah. Although there were times where I was like, it sounds like her, but then
a lot of it, like especially like that first scene in her bedroom, doesn't sound anything like her.
No.
Like, I didn't think that sounded like her. Maybe, like, closer, like, in, like, the fight scenes, maybe it sounded more like her.
Definitely.
But it was this, you were straining, and you're like, is that her? It doesn't sound like her, so... Right. Yeah, and the reason why we were, at least I was surprised about Angemon is that, I mean, he doesn't have that many lines, but it really didn't sound like him either.
No.
So.
Well, and I don't know, like, there's, like, I don't want to say, oh, anime dubs were so much better when we were kids, because it's not true.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a trend in anime dubs now to kind of, like, direct them all to sound very, like, high-pitched and fun and, like, happy, because, like I was listening to a little bit of the Love Live dub, and it's bad. Like, these people were not directed well, because it's all like, oh my gosh, I'm Hanukkah Kosukan, this is my school. It's like, no. That's not how people talk. Like, say what you will about the original Digimon dub, at least it sounds natural.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, even, I didn't even recognize Phyllis Sampler as Mimi, and Mimi's one of my favorite characters, and I love her, and I love Phyllis Sampler's performance as Mimi, but I wouldn't have known that it was her if you told me, so.
Yeah.
The one change I did like was Palmon's voice actress. Like, she kind of changed her performance. She sounded exactly like the Japanese voice, and
but, I mean,
it was really cute.
They were always kind of close, I think, anyway.
That's true, yeah.
But, yeah, I just think Palmon's voice is cute no matter what.
Yeah.
So I think they did a good job.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I just love it when she goes, me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even do the voice, but everybody knows that sound. So just like when she's like half whining.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cute. So
yeah. And Gomamon, our Martin Klein came back for Gomamon, and he's like one of my favorite Digimon, so I was so happy about that.
Oh, and are we going to talk about the fact that they brought back TK as a voice actor?
Oh, yeah.
But then they made him play as Daigo, which was very weird. But, I mean, whatever. I'm not a TK fan, so I don't really care. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Especially in these movies where he's just like a player, and I'm just like, calm down. Like,
yeah.
You are not your brother.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's
you are not in band. You have terrible hats and just general fashion sense. I mean, it's better than Izzy's, but not much better.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah, and
well,
so after the movie, they had like a bunch of like little things where like Crunchyroll.
Oh wait, before we go into that, I just had a couple other
sorry.
things. No, it's okay. I just was gonna say a couple other things about the dub.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was so nice to hear Joshua Seth and Agumon together, and Mona Marshall with Jeff Nimoy. It was so nice to hear them interacting again.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I was a kid again watching that stuff.
Yeah.
So, it disappointed me that they got, like, for the pairs where the Digimon came back, but the kid didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one that especially stands out is Gomamon and Joe, because Joe had such a distinct voice in the original.
Yeah, and he just didn't have that same,
No, there was kind of like...
Because there wasn't like any worry in his voice.
No, he did. Like, the guy who voiced Joe, Michael Lindsay, I think? Yeah, just looked it up.
Yeah.
Like, he brought kind of like a heaviness and a weight to the role that was so perfect for Joe.
Yeah.
And I missed it so much. I felt like the new performance was just kind of generic, and I don't want to say anything bad about the actors. I think they did the best that they could. You know, maybe the directing just wasn't the best.
Yeah,
we're
definitely. I think it was good, and I think that we're looking at it through the nostalgia lens.
Oh, of course.
So like we're definitely being judgmental because we have the right to be, but that's besides the point.
Well, Michael Reese, who did Match, said on his Twitter that he would love to come back.
Yeah, and I remember. I feel like I looked up an article too where I think Joe said the same thing, that if he was offered, if they had even talked to him, they were pretty much. It sounded like everybody that was on the Digimon team was like, "Yeah, if you ask us, we'll come back." Like.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was, like if they just wanted a different voice because the characters are older, or if they just wanted to go in a different direction or something. It just seemed very odd, the ones that they didn't include back in. I mean, besides the fact that we just want all of them.
Right, of course.
But,
well, yeah, especially because they got so many back. Like,
exactly.
yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's very upsetting.
Okay. Oh, but before we move on, just one more thing. Mona Marshall speaking French.
Yes.
How adorable.
Yes.
And precious.
Sweet cinnamon.
Sweet cinnamon roll. Thank you for getting Mona Marshall back.
Yes.
Okay, so you were saying after...
Sorry. So we waited until the end of the credits, all the other stuff. Crunchyroll had their thing. A bunch of people started leaving, and we waited for the 5 minutes of the first of Confession. So they had like the first 5 minutes of the next movie, and we were freaking out, and we especially freaked out when you see Hikari and Takeru go to Ken's house, and we lost our minds in the theater.
Yeah.
At least I did.
Well, I was flailing, literally flailing.
And then I was doing the audio part of your flailing. So
yes.
And there was still at least about 20 people in the theater, so whatever.
Whatever.
And I think that's a pretty good segue into talking about the movie, because definitely didn't have that same reaction when we got done with it.
No.
It wasn't excitement.
No.
We were still making grunting and like flailing, but it wasn't good.
No.
Yeah. So
No.